Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. I break down all things Big Brother. Right now, we are in the beginning of BB Can Season 10. That's Big Brother Canada Season 10, and we're going to be talking all about Big Brother Canada Season 10. Episode 2, we're going to recap it and do our normal parodies. And basically, we take a look at the funny side of Big Brother. We don't take anything too seriously. We get silly and we act stuff out and embellish a bit. There will also be some spoilers because we do have a couple spoilers now that the live feeds are officially on and popping for BB Can. So if you are joining live, make sure you smash that like. Let's set a like goal for, all right, Nana looks like she's in the chat and she already set a like goal. Atharella says, you heard it here first. Leen Team, 125 likes is our goal. So let's try to hit that during the stream. Share it out on your social media. Be like, hey, Joleen is back and she's talking Big Brother. And if people are like, who's Joleen? Be like, she's a crazy cuckoo bananas gal who just gets really excited and in character for Big Brother. And we have fun characters already emerging on BB Can. So I'm very, very excited, you guys. So smash that like if you want to support the channel. Liking this video is a great way to do it. Otherwise, we do have a membership here on YouTube. You can join. We have a PayPal. We have Venmo, Cash App, all the stuff, and then all the socials. So follow me on social. Send a super chat if you want during the live, or just sit back and enjoy the show. Yes, yes, yes. Nana is here. She was here. Well, shout out to Nana. I was talking to her a little bit earlier. I had to get a little hot tub time in after the episode aired. I was enjoying a nice dinner, just so you guys are updated on my dinner. I know we like to update you. I don't know. Sometimes I do. Hype Man husband Shell made, what did he make? Gumbo? Yeah, I think he made like a sausage shrimp gumbo, and it was delicious. And then I had to hot tub it a little bit. Pop bubbly, but no bubbly because I'm Sober City Township. Okay. Thank you, Nana. I took a shower after the hot tub and decided to try to blow dry my hair. I've used my purple shampoo, so my hair is looking a little purpley. I like it. But we're here, and we're here to talk about BB Can. So thank you for joining, everyone. Oh my gosh, so much happened. Let's get into our notes. I also have some screen shares, so hopefully StreamYard is going to allow me to share my screen. And we got some screenshots from this episode. Okay, these are a little all over the place. What is going on here? All right. So we did get earlier today, we got a little bit of a leak from the feeds. They put it on the bigbrothercanada.ca website. So that was fun to see. And they actually showed the scene that we saw in tonight's episode, because it was, I guess it wasn't actually a feed leak. It was an episode leak. And we saw this amazing moment when Jess and Moose were talking about food at the table, and Moose was like, you know, I'm not really into food that much. I mean, and then Jess said, well, food is life. The reason I live is food. I love food. Food is the best thing ever. I love overalls. I love putting, leopard print with hearts, and I love food. That's my reason for being. And he was like, it's not really a priority for me. I'm a young guy and I have abs. So, I don't really eat a lot of fun foods. I cut carbs a lot, things like that. And I wear onesies and I like to hook up. And Jess is like, do you say that because you want to because you want to placate? I don't know exactly what her words were. It's somewhere in my notes here, but she's like, do you say that because you want to make other people feel better? Is that kind of like how you say you unfortunately don't like that? And he's like, no, yes, do I? Huh? And she was like, slap me later or something. I don't know what's going on with Jess, but I like it. I was so rooting for Jess tonight. So the bangs have not disappointed me yet. We had that conversation yesterday. Normally, the shorter the bangs, the blunter and shorter the bangs, the longer the therapy appointments. That's how it's always been for me. When my bangs are blunt and short, my therapy appointments are a lot longer. So we've seen bangs in the BB Canada house before, being Brooke, and I always, I trust a bang, but I get led astray by a bang because Brooke in BB Can 8 had some great bangs, and then she was like, I'm gonna take down the patriarchy of Canada, and then she was like, I think I'm in love with someone here. I don't know if I'm gonna play. I think I'm just going to hang out. I'm going to align with the worst people of the season. I think that's what I'm going to do. Did I say I was going to go after the guys? I think I'm going to go after the girls. Yeah, I'm in love, but don't tell anybody. We're in a secret little showman's thing. So, yeah. So Moose is just sitting there as Jess is just saying, well, I mean, Jess was not letting him get a word in edgewise. He was talking about food, and I know Jess goes by she and they, so you'll hear me sometimes refer to her pronouns as she and they, but feel free I was gonna say correct me, but I know she said she goes by both, so I'll probably lean on the she, but I have heard a lot of people referring to her as they, and if I find out in the season she prefers that over she, then I'll do that. Okay. Canada. I mean, you guys, it's so weird being an American watching BB Can, because I talked about it last night, but I can't imagine, and it's kind of sad and then kind of just the truth. I can't imagine a season of BB US where we are going to ever hear it's coming like in 40 years, pronouns, hopefully sooner, but no, I can't imagine the CBS audience using proper pronouns. I just can't. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong about it. Maybe they are more progressive, but I imagine CBS would get all of the bad emails, handwritten letters if people were like, my pronouns are they and them. The CBS audience would be like, that's a plural, so it's so interesting to me that Canada just is so cool with this. Canadians, let me know, is there any pushback from the public on that? Because it is such a hot topic, I guess, in the US, not to be confused with the amazing store hot topic that if you're super gothy or you just, want to find your favorite band tee, you go there. But it is really interesting to have people respecting people's pronouns on TV. I'm like, that's not American TV. That's not American TV. Okay. So Jess, again, I wanted Jess to stay because I feel like Jess is going to be so fun for me to parody. Her character is great. Again, we haven't seen her on the feeds. Leanne says no pushback. We try to respect each other. If you could just shoot some of that down south to us, your neighbors. Hi guys, I'm talking to you, Leanne. Hi, because you guys are up there. Yeah, if you could just, shoot some of that down to us, we'd appreciate it. Thank you. Canadians do love respect. That's the thing. When I've been going back, like I told you, and watching Paramount Plus, old seasons of BB Can, and Hype Man Husband Chell will catch me watching it. And again, he'll hear stuff and he'll just be like, what did they just say? Because you want to not like someone. Like, for example, I was watching season 3 and I wasn't enjoying Kevin. I wasn't enjoying Kevin at all. I just wasn't enjoying him. But then he has to go and occasionally be so darn respectful and then leave and go, it's a game, guys. It's cool. And I'm just like, gosh darn, I can't even not like the guy. Because they're respectful to each other even when they leave the house. Not everybody, but the majority of BB Can players, even like a Zach from season 3, who I didn't necessarily enjoy Nova Scotia Zach either. I love the Nova Scotia in him, but I didn't love the showmance and the kind of, in him. But he still was a pretty decent guy and very respectful. So, geez, Jess, I don't get me with your your dreamer speech there, being like head in the clouds, us dreamers wanting to respect each other. Just shut it. No, Jess, I know. Can you imagine that? That would be crazy. It's so sad that we Americans are kind of like, what's that like? What is that like? So me and Jess are just seen as like, those two wokes, Yes, I love Canadians too. Canadians are great. They're so freaking great. Okay. So it's very difficult for me to find people in BB Can that I dislike as much as I dislike some of the players, or during the game, I should say, because I don't know outside of the house. I try not to pay too much attention to that, but as I do in the US versions. So even like I said, even like some of the guys in season 3 who I didn't care for, even a couple in 2, they still were pretty darn, respectful. But in later seasons, I for sure didn't like old wrestling guy from 8. I didn't like Carol. I didn't like the gal that was the lobster lady. Didn't care for her too much with the spiral perm. I didn't care. I forget her name, but there you go. Okay. So here we go. We're back at it. All right. So that conversation was so great. So I'll probably get my glasses going forward. Not tonight. I don't know where they are. And I'll probably be doing a lot of Jess parody. So hopefully she stays in the game, because she is fun to parody. Okay. She is so fun. I mean, I was just already kind of, just acting her out, if you will. All right. So we come into this episode, you guys, and we're coming right off of the Herman won the HOH. He's very excited. And I mean, he's excited, but he's not excited, because he's like, yay, but also no, I didn't want to win this. I don't want to get this blood on my hands. And when you look at what the other 2 guys got, being Moose and Josh, they got safety, which is ideal. The other 2 doors had safety, and Herman's got to take on the first week HOH, which I would way rather have opened the door for safety. That's so much better than having to right away immediately get blood on your hands. I mean, what you see in BB Can, I think more so than you do in US, is now, especially going back watching the older seasons of BB Can, you see a lot of people throwing. If you look at a game like Godfrey's game, his first season, I think he was in 2, I haven't watched his other season he was in, so excuse me if I misspeak, but he made it a point to throw things. A lot of people throw comps as long as they can, and kind of fall back on a social game, not to get too much blood on their hands. Where in the US, I've even said multiple times, you got to try, you got to win those comps, but do you really have to? I mean, if your social game is that great, and if you're killing it that much, I mean, this early in the game, you can't say, it's probably best to not be the person taking people out. So I feel like BB Can really understands that, or a lot of players do. So unfortunately for Herman, he is the HOH. So he's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just be this HOH. And right away, there is an alliance. I mean, it's not like a set alliance, but it appears to be an alliance forms between Moose and Josh and Herman. So the 3 in the winner's circle of the first HOH competition. And Moose is excited. Moose is like, I was wrong about Moose so far. I mean, again, we haven't seen feeds. So the edit, you never know with a Big Brother edit. You just don't know. We say that all the time, people who don't watch the feeds. And if you have a casuals take on the game, whether it be US or Canada, versus super fans like us who watch the feeds, very different takes. Because casuals in BB21 were like, why is Jackson Mickey crying? He won the game. Is he crying because why is his parents saying he's not racist? What's happening? Because if you don't watch the feeds, you would never know there was really issues within the BB21 house, or with Jackson Mickey. So there you go. But Moose right away is he knows more about the game and he's ready to play the game. And I'm like, yes, Moose, I love this for you, Mr. Moose. I'm going to call him Mr. Moose. I love this for Mr. Moose, that he's actually going to play the game. So that is what he's doing. He's like, I'm going to be planting seeds. Okay, so I'm gonna get in. He gets into the HOH room. You know, they have their HOH room reveal. Her mom's like, who wants to see my HOH room? And I always want to be on the show because I want to go, nobody, you know, and just see how well that goes over. Not well, bitch, in the words of Dorinda Medley from the Real Housewives of New York. Not well, bitch. But I would love to say that. They say, who wants to see my HOH room? Nobody. Isn't that funny, guys? And then they're like, I think we should put Joleen on the block. I think we're going to put Joleen on the block. But I just would love for someone to say that. And maybe it's been said before. I don't remember it, but I really would like to do nobody. So Herman shows his HOH room and it's all used cars. It's so crazy. It's just a bunch of cars. I mean, it's not. There's a lion and there's pictures. And it's a cool HOH room because BB Can knows how to do it with the HOH rooms, which is why for the last season of Celebrity, we copied them for their HOH room because they really know how to do it. Now, this HOH room is extravagant. It's beautiful. It's inopportune for where the door is to where you're going to be talking game compared to the US house. I feel like you have a little bit more of a buffer. But BB Can is like, here's 2 doors opening right up to exactly where we are talking game. And that's just how we do it here in Canada. Okay. We want to make sure everyone can get through the doors. We're a very respectful country. And the US is like, hopefully you can get in. Here's 1 door. We don't care. I don't know. So we see his HOH room. They should have filled it with some kind of car theme. Do you remember back in the day when they used to do in the US, they would change the HOH rooms drastically. Like, for example, All Stars, BB7, the first and only real All Stars of Big Brother, they would change it up so drastically whoever won. So when Janelle won, it was so exciting because she got pink furry everything. And I thought that was like to die for. Like, oh my God, Janie killed it. She has a pink fluffy HOH room. But they really don't they did that a little bit with BB Can. I guess you have your basket and you have that in the US too. And then, you know, the Brick used to supply like, oh my God, you guys, I love my HOH room. Also, I love my table and side table from Brick. I'm for sure going to get one of those when I get out of the house. Right? Right. I miss Brick. Brick doesn't still sponsor this. Then there was another guy. There was like a more local, it sounded like. Maybe they still are. Remind me of the company that now does the interior and couches, or that used to more in the modern seasons of BB Can. That was my favorite. They were like, Jerry's Barn Furniture is coming in. Come down to Jerry's Furniture Barn. You know, I love it. I freaking love it, but I do miss Brick and Jerry's Barn Furniture. I don't know if they still do that. Then Expedia got involved and it, you know, it's been a little more corporate, but I miss Jerry's Barn Furniture. Man, come down and get a recliner with 3 cup holders at Jerry's Barn Furniture. Turn left at the Moose and slide down the maple syrup and head into the barn. I don't know why I gave this Canadian furniture store a Southern accent, but I did. Okay. I did. Oh my gosh, Jess, if there would have been a car for a bed, it would have been so perfect. So perfect. Shannon Van, who's actually lives in Canada. Yeah, the Brick store. That's the store that used to provide the interiors, you know, furniture and such for BB Can. And I don't know if it still does. Okay. So 3 whole cup hold. That's for you, friend. Hey there, guy. Hey, feller. I'm so glad you're here, Shannon Van, because we have a lot of Canadians in the house. And, you know, I'm going to have lots of questions. And there was a lot of Canadian geography going on tonight. So there you go. I can watch Ika every season, my hero. So I wanted to skip season 4 and just get to 5 because I want to get back to the returner season because I haven't watched it yet, where Netta comes back and Ika and Cindy with an S, who I think is great. Obviously Gary. But I realized I have to watch the previous season because I don't know anything about Dallas and I don't know anything about the other chick that everyone seems to say is a villain. So then I had to go back and start watching 4, which has the iconic rest in peace, Nikki Graham on. So I'm glad that I'm doing that, but I just wanted to get right to 5. But it is nice to see Nikki, but it's also really sad, but we don't want to get down and sad. So thank you, Nikki, for all the great television moments you gave us. Who is she? Who even is she? You know, she just immediately 3 bowls or 4 bowls of cereal. Immediately in the Big Brother Canada house, she's like, I'm overwhelmed. I feel like that she's my spirit animal for how I would be in Big Brother, especially in my 20s and 30s. For now in my 40s, less tears, more FUs. I feel like that would be the Joleen you would get. But all right, back into the episode. Okay, so Herman, HOH room reveal. Then we get the breakfast scene, and it is the Breakfast Club. Yes. So, you know, we got let me get a better screenshot than this. Okay. So we got Jess, and then we have Moose, and Jess is like, you guys, I love food. Food is just an aphrodisiac. Let me tell you, when I am shopping for colorful overalls at the Big Bud Press, you heard about it? It's a local company in California. It's from the States. We like it. Okay. It's all made in the US, which doesn't really matter here in Canada, but you know what I'm talking about. When I'm shopping for colorful eyewear, I just think about eggs, and I actually am a very good cook, you know, because I think Herman or someone asked her, you know, oh, do you like to cook? I do. I do. Yeah. I enjoy it. I think there's something so magical about people who can cook, you know, people who can bake. It's really amazing. And then Kyle is just, you know, sitting back there drinking his coffee like, okay. And you can already tell, even though we've had a week without feed, so we don't know how any of these people are getting along, that they're annoyed. They're annoyed with Jess. Kyle's just like, all right, I have a mental health podcast, but this is even a lot for me. Okay. Yes, half newbies, half all. I can't wait to get to that season. I'm so excited. So Kyle's sitting there, and there's Gino in his hoodie looking cute. Gino still looks cute to me, you guys. I can't help it. Still looking cute. But Kyle's like, okay, cool. Awesome. Great. I'm going to let her speak because I'm a respectable person. And Jess is just like, yeah, just food. There's just, you know, just it does it for me. It gets me all tingly in my labia area. My vulva goes, it buzzes. My vulva buzzes if I get some good eggs in me. And that sounds weird. But and then Moose was like, well, yeah, food. You're like a foodie or something. And I'm, you know, I'm rewriting history here. But you like food? And she's like, who doesn't? Food is life. Food is why we're here. Okay. This is okay. I'm a 30-plus-year-old woman who is married. Okay. You know, I mean, buy me a burrito and go down on me, bro. That's all I'm looking for these days. And Moose is like, not really in it. You know, like I said earlier, I got abs. I'm young. It's not really my thing. Some people they're not big into food. I don't know those people. I wish I was one of those people, but food, I orgasm in my mouth 7 times a day if I have good food. You know what I mean? It's just so good. I audibly, when I eat good food, I audibly go, oh my God. Like when Chell makes me food, I feel loved. I'm just like, it's so good. And I got stuff coming out of my mouth. I'm just a whole mess of a caveman when I eat good food. And I feel like Jess was like, that's I love food. And then Moose is like, I don't really think food is that important. She's like, okay, slap me later, slap me across the face and wearing a butt rag. I don't know really what she said. But then she says other people's perception. Is that why you say, unfortunately, you don't like something? Is that someone else's perception? So you're worried about people, how they perceive you? Tell it to me straight. So Jess is among the, she's this, I wouldn't say generation, but she's the type of person who's just like, tell it to me straight or don't tell it to me at all. Be direct. I want you to be so direct. Okay. Well, you don't like my eyebrows? Tell me to my face. Okay. Just like, very direct. Well, why can't you tell me you're uncomfortable in this situation? You feel like leaving because you don't think we'll ever truly be friends. Huh? Why don't you? And it's like, because social cues in society have taught us to like try to make it nice. And you're not making it nice. And Jess is like, just tell me, be direct. I can handle it. You don't like eggs as much as I do. But why are you saying unfortunately? Is that to please other people? You don't have to please other people. You should just please yourself. Do you think I'm pleasing other people when I'm wearing a leopard shirt and green overalls and my strap keeps falling down? No, I'm not pleasing other people. I'm pleasing myself. You should do that too. Well, slap me. She said something about slapping her. And I am like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then Moose, he hasn't run into a Jess before. He's like, okay. And then we have a shot of him in the DR, and he's like, Jess is a lot. Yeah, she's a whole lot of woman. And I don't know if Moose can handle this, because Jess, she's, what we know from her pregame, she's married. She's a super fan. She shaves part of her head. She's got blunt, short bangs. She's given 0 Fs if these young, hot dudes like her. We've already, I'm making a lot of assumptions here, but I think I know Jess. I think I'm friends with some Jesses. Nat, yes, Leon's Furniture. Thank you so much. I loved when it was Leon's. It felt like it was like around the corner in a strip mall. I'm like, I'm gonna head over to Leon's. They're having a going out of business sale. Haven't they been going out of business for like 10 years? Yeah. So there's always a sale. Awesome. I loved it. And hi, Paula. Hi. Okay, yeah, she said, you can slap my wrist later. I don't know what that means. I have never heard that saying in my life. You can slap my wrist like naughty? Like this. I was thinking like this, but it's like slapping your wrist. So that's okay. Maybe I have heard that saying. Have I? I guess, yeah. So when you're naughty. Okay. You can slap my wrist later, but I love food. And Moose is like, we're going to have to get rid of her. We're going to have to get rid of her. So then there's a HOH conversation, and it's Moose, Herman, and Josh. And they talk, and Herman says, it's too early for me to get blood on my hands. I'm trying to sell these guys a 1999 Volvo. Okay. And it barely runs. So I can't handle all this. Okay. I got 6 cars that the tranny's going out. Okay. I got a Chrysler that the tie rod's broken, and any moment it's just going to give out. But I got to sell these babies to these people. And that, Moose and Josh are like, not our problem. We don't hear Josh speak very much. He's a doctor. He's busy diagnosing everyone, I think. But Moose is talking a lot. And Moose names names. He's like, I'm going to stir the pot. I'm going to name names. It's almost like it's Moose's HOH at this point, which is very, very interesting. And Herman seems to be here for it. He's like, all right, well, let's take some meetings in this HOH room. Herman Enterprises is open. I am ready to talk car sales. And then we get this clunky edit of people coming and going in and out of the HOH room talking to Herman. And he's trying to get people to name names. And I didn't like it. I don't understand why this episode, BB Can does this though, why this episode had to only be an hour. We are catching up on a week's worth of Big Brother that we didn't get on the feeds. We need 2 hours. We need more time. We need to get to know these people a little more. Everything was so fast. So you see Moose being like, you see Herman being like, don't like that, don't like her. And then it's just like one after another that you can barely keep up. Okay. So first Herman talks to Melina. Melina comes in, and oh my gosh, Melina. Melina, I think if she knew a little more about the game and she was actually more of a fan of the show, I think she would have handled this situation better. But Herman was like, all right, I need you to tell me who to put up. And now, obviously, a person in the normal world would be like, why am I going to do your job? Okay, I'm not getting the benefits. I'm not getting paid. I don't get to sleep with the stuffed lion at night. Like, why? I don't get my own pooper. I'm not doing your job. But you have to sell it in a way that is a little more palatable, I think. Where Melina, she was like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that question. Not next, not answering that. And he was like, so who would you put up? And she's like, really? No, I mean, it's who you would put up. Like, she was just not having it at all. And Herman's like, oh, okay, well, all right, I guess we'll have to we'll just keep talking, keep working through that one. And it's like, yeah, dude, Melina's not having it. Melina doesn't want to answer. She's like, I don't want to. I'm trying to get more camera time for my leopard hat. I'm a content creator. All right. I do hashtag OOTD. I'm not telling you nothing. Melina struggled in this episode because we saw what we expected to see from her, which was what she told us, right away, that people annoy her. And this probably annoyed her a lot. Having this guy be like trying to trap her. It's entrapment. But we didn't get to see how much conversation did they have before he was actually like, so who would you? So if you had to put, name people you'd want on the block, who would it be? And immediately you're like, you're trying to set me up. But you have to play it off. You should kind of do a little bit of back and forth, maybe, like let's role play. Like Melina, if you're watching this, I know you're a fan of the channel. Hey girl, we love you. Maybe be like, oh God, that's, it's first week. So being HOH must be so hard. I've been thinking, but I just can't come up on two names. Do you have two names you're floating around or some people? And then I can maybe give you a little bit of feedback or something like, oh, I'd hate to be in your position. I just kind of want to work something out with you and I, just something that you could do anything there being like, I did want to talk to you because I think we could, work something out and go further in this game. I don't know where you're sitting right now, anything, if I can help in any way, something like that. But no. He was just like, mm-mm. He was like, so, and would you, anybody? She's like, I don't know. You tell me. She's already clearly, visibly annoyed with, it was very similar to Jess, who was just like, you don't like eggs? Well, then slap my wrist and call me hen. I don't know. She just was like, all right, who doesn't like food? It's weird. And that was the kind of energy we were getting from Melina. She's like, no, Herman, I'm not going to do your HOH for you. And Herman got this quite a few times. I feel like we talked about this yesterday. If he goes too far into the car salesman way and trying to sell people a game or trying to sell people a lie or trying to sell them to sell themselves out, it's not going to work for him. Okay. And so a lot of the women seem to be picking up on this. Herman then talks to Kevin and others one by one. And like I said, it was just open the door, close the door. I don't like that. I'm not working with. And we didn't really this would be a great time for us to get a longer episode so we could hear some of these conversations since we don't have the feeds. And I'm so interested to know what everyone was actually saying. He says he does like Helena's answer. And then comes the most awkward, more awkward than I'm not really a big fan of food conversation at the table. Comes freaking this conversation with Jess. I mean, thank God for Jess. This whole episode was basically the Jess show. She was like, these bangs have never been so trimmed. They will never be this trimmed again. Let's get them on a screen. Okay. To the point of this is how Jess felt about the conversation. She's going to have to be careful because I don't know if these guys are used to, I just don't know. Some of them are younger. I don't know them well enough to say for sure, but I have a feeling they haven't dealt with women who maybe aren't trying to hook up with them or I don't know because and Herman isn't that young. He's in his early 30s, so he probably has. But we'll see. Jess isn't I met you at the club. She's not I met you at the club chick. She runs the club and she runs the activist organization down the street and she's got her own business. I mean, no. She's too busy hanging out at the Planned Parenthood protesting and stuff or protecting people as they go in. Like this is a whole different woman than I think some of these guys are used to. And I say woman, even though she does identify as genderqueer and she's she, they pronouns, but a whole different type of person. Okay. All right. So they have this talk, and Herman tries to do the thing he does where he's like, so, who would you put up? And Jess is like, no, what do you want me to name for you? Are you doing this because you're insecure about how people feel about you? Is this similar to the moose situation where you say something because you're worried about the judgment of others? Do you not have enough colored glasses to know? Do you not have enough colored frames of glasses to understand that you can be whoever you are and you can be proud of it and you don't have to put yourself in a little box and label yourself, as well as we don't have to label names right now to go up, as long as it's not me and you. And it's just like, there was 2 conversations with her. So this is the second conversation. The first one is this one. She's a little more chill. I apologize. And this is when she's like, okay, well, I don't want to name names, but I do want to talk about a shared interest we might have. I am a wildlife artist, which means I draw life in the wild. And you, sir, love lions. So let me tell you something about lions. She says, I have a fun lion fact. I won't help you do your HOH, but I will tell you a fun fact about lions. And Herman's like, oh, yeah, okay. Well, do you know that lions sleep 20 hours a day? Yeah. So you don't always have to be on. You can kind of, turn it off and rest. Maybe something to chew on, maybe just something to think about. Is that too much for you? Did I go too deep? Was that too deep for you? And he's like, thank you. Wow. No, okay. She's like, yeah, so chew on that. Enjoy that. I'm going to go draw on myself and think about other big cats and their sleeping patterns. So you're welcome for being in my presence. And now I am leaving. And she leaves. But it is a little weird because she knows that she's, maybe going to be a target at this point, and she doesn't want to be. And she's like, okay, well, I really think I got him with the lions and tigers and bears and how much they sleep. So just so you know, sir, a big cat sleeps more than a little cat. And you might think it's due to the size. It's not. It's due to the power and the prowess. Okay. So the big cat knows it's got a lot more work to do. It needs to put a lot more in its tummy to sustain itself. So it needs to rest more, and it has to, hunt bigger versions of prey. So it needs more sleep. So your average house cat is going to get a mouse. How much sleep do you need to get a mouse? Not much. Okay. But if you're going to get something big to feed your big catism, well, then you got to get 20 hours of sleep. So if you like a lion and you want to be the king of the jungle, just remember to rest. Turn it off sometimes. You're welcome. And then she leaves, and you're just like, wow. And Herman does not know what to do with that. He's like, I really thought these people would do my work for me. And they didn't. Okay. They did not at all. Yeah. So Walker says Herman had to pretend to care. He did. He had to pretend to care. He was like, that's fascinating. She's like, I know it is. Because Jess would say that. She'd be like, I know it is. I do know. I know that what I say is very fascinating, and you're very lucky to be here to hear it. So thank you and goodbye. Actually, no, I'm going to take the thank you back, because that was just to appease you. And I am not here to appease people. I'm my own human being. Okay, feel free to give you my consent and permission to pick up my straps from my overalls if they fall as I leave. Goodbye. And then she walks away and out of the HOH room. And I was just like, this is what I was expecting from Brooke, from BB Can 8. They are not weak. No. Jess is, once feeds come on, we might see a different side of Jess. Who knows? But this side, if we see this going forward, I like it. I didn't see that. Thank you for the super chat, DM Rocks. We'll get to that when we get to little spoilers, but feel free to, when we get to spoilers, drop spoilers in the chat, because I know the feeds have since come on. Okay. So then, let's see. Herman is stressed. He's like, God, I learned a lot about lions, but not enough about who to put up. But luckily, he had his friend Moose already say, hey, let's go after Jess. She's weird talking to me. I didn't like it. I said I didn't like food that much. She thought that was weird, told me to slap her wrist. I don't know if that's S&M. I don't know what that is, okay? But I don't want it. And let's also maybe Melina, because she's annoyed by everybody. Let's put her up. And that's exactly what Herman does. When it's nomination time in the ceremony, it's just so BB Can dramatic. And I freaking love it. And I don't care if other people don't love it. I see people go, Big Brother Ken is too much. You can never be too extra when it comes to this. This is a game show. Game shows are supposed to be over the top and showy. And, so all of this presentation, when you got the spotlight on them walking down, do the damn thing. Yes, I love it. So he walks down and he nominates both Melina and Jess. And I'm just like, no, two super strong people right off the bat who I feel like I was going to enjoy watching. Now, I think Melina a little less, just because I don't know how well she would have done, knowing that she's like, she was already struggling just a week in. Like, I can barely with these people. I don't even know what to do. How do I feign interest? So after she gets nominated, Jess is pissed. She's big mad. She's like, I will pull back up a picture of Jess. Well, we'll put both. Okay. So Jess is like, so they're both on the block. And as you can see, they're both thrilled, just thrilled. Two people who are thrilled to be on the block. Note the sarcasm. Melina is pissed. Jess says, no, excuse me, Big Brother, I would like to make a speech. No, I manifested being here. Okay. I know I kind of talk like the lady that said she made that blood thing. What's her name? She's going to court right now. You guys put it in the chat. You know who I'm talking about. Amanda Siegfried and Roy is playing her in a show. The Dropout or whatever it's called. Yeah. So I guess I don't need this since I'm not really listening to anything. So yeah, no, I manifested this to happen this year. So I'm sorry, I manifested while I was ovulating. I don't know if you guys know, blessed be goddesses. It was supposed to happen. It was supposed to, I was out in the woods and I just spread my arms, spread everything and was like, hello, we are manifesting it happening. I have manifestation candles. Okay. I have manifestation glasses. I have a manifestation jumpsuit. I have a jumpsuit for every occasion. So no, I don't accept this nomination. And Big Brother's like, Jess, you are nominated. And Jess is like, okay, well, just so you know, I manifested being in this house, so you're not going to take that away from me. So I don't agree. I don't agree. And then we have Melina, and Melina's like, no, the universe, I put it out into the universe that I was going to be in this house. So I know the universe, its plan is not for me to go home. I know the universe and I know the universe plans. And it's not for me to go home. So good luck. And she's got her cute little hat on and she's like, I'm not ready to go back. Elizabeth Holmes. Thank you, Terry. She does give me a little bit Elizabeth Holmes vibe. Jess does, just in her very direct way of speaking. But I feel like maybe Jess's is a little more authentic than Elizabeth Holmes, who appeared to be a little more inauthentic, trying to sell us a bill of goods there was nothing good about it. But with Jess, she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And Melina, she's like, I'm not ready to go back to content creation yet. I want to be here. I put it in the universe. I manifested as well as Jess, but also in the universe. And I know the universe. I talked to the universe, and the universe said, not today, Satan. So no. So they're both are, they both are like, this is not how it's supposed to be. Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. Alex says, BB Can season. Wishing we had week 1 feeds. I know, because we don't know the house dynamic exactly yet, but so excited with this cast. Exactly. This cast is going to be so fun to just parody and have a good time. And, you can go to the other channels, you can get all the facts, and they're great with it. And the strategy, you get a little bit of that here, but mostly lots of humor. Okay. That's what we do. And we do it well. Okay. The next live episode isn't until Monday. So you should be all caught up by then. And then Monday's next live episode, but feed started tonight. Okay. So like I said, Jess manifested and Melina knows what the universe wants. So neither of them are ready to go. And I love it. Got some fight in them. Then Melina is in the bedroom by herself and she's laying in bed. And she's just like, do you think they can tell I'm fake laughing at everything they say? Because I'm already really annoyed. There's like 15 of them just breathing all the time. Do you really have to breathe all the time? I mean, it's just rude. You just like, just constant breathing and then eating and opening the fridge and closing the fridge and opening the fridge and sleeping. It's just so, and then the water intake is a lot. And I'm not here for it. I'm annoyed. How Melina was asking the really important questions, like, how do I pretend to care when other people talk? Which I've asked myself in life before. How do I feign care and interest in the words of others when I could be speaking? Do you know what I mean? I feel like she's got a very stand-up comedian mentality in her. And so she's like, I don't know if they know that I'm fake laugh. And then she did a little practice like, and I was like, they know. They know. And, she's like, I don't think I'm going to make any friends, which isn't going to be good because I don't care what other people have to say in here. Not really my thing. I like it behind the camera doing the content. And then I delete the comments I don't like, which what every good content creator does, And then Kevin joins because he's got a, snaky snake somewhere. And so he's like, hey, what's up, Melina? And Melina's like, not much, Kev. Just trying to figure out why other people exist and why I should care. And he was like, yeah, I feel like vanilla ice cream. And I was like, that's a lot. That's giving yourself a lot of credit. I was going to say sour cream, but I feel I love you're a little more cottage cheesy, a little more mayonnaise-y, I would say. Maybe not vanilla ice cream. But it was an interesting thing to say. So he's just, Kevin's strategy at this point is play down himself, play kind of a little more dumb. Obviously don't let anyone know that you're diabolical. And in the DR, you're like, hey, I'm hearkening back to old villains of the past. And I am here to put all your BB Can favorites on the block. And you can't trust me. And I will stab anyone in the back. I feel like a little bit, he's given me a little bit because everything is, going back to previous seasons of BB Can. Again, I haven't seen every season of BB Can yet, but I will. I'm on a mission from God to do that. So I feel like it's given me a little bit of Godfrey because there were times in the DR where Godfrey is just like, I said that, but that's good for like an hour. Arlie, obviously, playing all sides and just, being like, I don't know, am I with with first five, or am I with the others? I have no idea. Also, Jonathan, I think his name was, who was paired up with Zach, and they were an alliance, and they were always doing, and I was like, no one's doing this. We have to stop people from doing the hand signal thing. And I know there were hand signals tonight that we don't yet know what that means. But if you're in an alliance, you don't need a hand signal. I think we get it. Because I'm embarrassed for you. I was embarrassed even in BB Can 1 when what's her name's kind of showmance, Topez's guy, whatever his name was, and then his little friend are going around, Brown, what was his name, you guys? Steve Brown or whatever, and they kept being like, shield, and I was like, the shield ended. You guys were like 7th and 8th out. Like, it's over, bro. It's done. And even at the finale when they do that, and you're like, oh my God, you barely made it to jury, bro. Calm down. And he's like, right. I don't know what they were trying to do. It wasn't Gary. It was the season 1 guy. He reminds me more of the season 1 guy. What's his name? His last name is Peter. He reminds me of Peter in that he will, yes. And Peter was always like, ah, ah, you know, and it's like, okay, that's fun for like a second. But then Peter's friend, who was even less of, then he was like, ah, the shield. And it's like, and people in the audience, you know, they're so Canadian. So they're like, yeah, okay, the shield. Yeah. Yeah. Are you guys in the final? Because did you guys get as far as Topaz? You didn't? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Oh, okay. Okay. What about Tala? Did you make it as far as Tala or Andrew, the twin? No, you didn't make it as far as him either. Okay. Well, then I'm probably not going to do this. Probably not going to do that. I feel like there should be a little bit of humility. Maybe that's just the weird BBUS fan in me, where that's done now because it didn't work. It just did not work. You got Emmett. Was Emmett in the Shield? No. Emmett was part of the boys' alliance. I did see Emmett on Twitter recently, and it looks like he started to do some BB recaps for maybe last season or the season before with maybe like a brother or a friend or a hockey player. I don't know. I can't tell the difference, you know? Another milkman. And then they just stopped. They just stopped. And I'm like, Emmett, keep going. Keep going. And he's not with Jillian. And Jillian's still stretching and doing yoga because she popped up on my Twitter too. Peter Brown popped up. Now that I'm watching all these people, they're popping up. And I never knew them before, you know? So we just have to stop this, you know? You know, it's just like watching a baseball game, signs or something, you know, slide into home, go home, directly to home. Do not pass Big Brother Go, okay? So I digress, which we do, okay? I don't find it very funny. It's not my favorite. We get it. You're in the Alliance. Congratulations, guys. You found each other in the jury house. That is so fantastic for you. Oh, and Topaz's vote. Will we ever get over that? Justice for Gary. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, Alex, interesting. Alex says supposedly they get put on slop automatically this season if they do shout outs. Oh, thank goodness, because the US is getting horrible with shout outs. It's like, hey, mom, dad, sister, brother, dog, did you take little Benjamin, my Labradoodle, to the vet because he had a vet appointment on the 8th. It's now the 9th. So if you didn't take him, you're a day late. So you're going to have to call Sally at the front desk. Don't talk to Pam because Pam, she'll be real bitchy about it because she gets mad because I'm always late. And then she says, there's other people here. And I go, I know, Pam, but it's hard to get my Labradoodle. You think they're nice, but they're actually very temperamental at times because they don't want to go to the vet. So it takes me a while to get her in my Subaru and all the way here. And then, you know, I'm covered in dog hair and I'm kind of allergic to my own dog, which I know I should have thought of that before I got the dog, but I didn't think of that. So, you know, I try my best to get there on time. So if you talk to her, she's going to have attitude. That's basically what I'm saying. So if you guys didn't get the vet appointment, make sure that you call and you're going to have to probably bring flowers or donuts for the whole office and make sure Pam's not there. Talk to somebody else, anybody else, even the vet directly, because it's going to be a whole mess. So, okay. Thank you. Thanks for letting me say all that, Julie. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm just like, Julie, turn their mic off. Turn their mic off. You don't get it. If it's a birthday, sure. Happy birthday, Mom. Thanks for pushing me out of your baby door. But that's it. That's it. You know, I can't. Cousin Jan, it's your 56th birthday. So proud of you. Way to go. You're doing it. You're killing it. I hope you're still doing Pilates and you got because you said after you got your hip replacement, you're going to get back into Pilates. You loved it, but you couldn't get full rotation. And I made you hike up Runyon Canyon that one time. And that was hard because you were like, my hips hurt. And I was like, you're just being extra, Jan. And you weren't being extra because you were bone on bone at that point. But I didn't know because I didn't go to your doctor with you. But once you showed me the report, I was like, holy shit, I'm an asshole cousin. So I wanted to give you a shout out here on national television, CBS Big Brother. Hey, what's going on? So Jan, hopefully you're doing really well on your 56th birthday. You know, I know you have a mammogram coming up, so squish that boob. Take care of yourself. Seriously, health first, you guys. Love you. Also, shout out to Jan. She has a School of Ferrets that it's Ferret School, schoolofferrets.org. She got an org. I don't know how she got an org. I don't really know the difference. I do know CA is Canada. Okay, bye. Thanks, guys. And then it's too much. It's too much. We can't. Just unless it's a birthday or a baby, you can't talk about it. You can't talk about it. You just can't. You just gotta, you'll see them later. And BB Can is super good for letting your families talk to you. BBUS is like, you have no family. You'll be lucky if you get a letter. And the letter will be so bland. We have them write it 7 weeks before you even go in the house. So in BB Can, you'll see, oh my God, you finally got HOH, loser. Or, just kidding around. And then they're like, oh my God, my dad was roasting me about just getting HOH now. And that, with only 5 people left. Oh, that's so funny. But BBUS is like, good luck. I don't know. You're sitting next to me while I'm writing this letter. Apparently you're in the Big Brother house. You won the H of H, Jerry O'Connell told me. And I don't know. We're proud of you, I guess. So there you go. But BB they'll be like, hey, here's your family member, but you can't touch them or nothing. You have to stay super still. Or here's your, family in the backyard and you can hug them. And your sister, like Godfrey's sister will say, I'm pregnant. You mean uncle? And he's like, and then I start crying as I watch it. And then poor Ashley, she's like, my mom was there. I was like, yeah, that was fine. But did you see Godfrey and his sister? And she's pregnant. Oh God, how fun. So, okay, there we go with that. So they have this bonding, back to the episode, Kevin and Melina. And Melina's very, she's green to this game, where she's like, yeah, let's talk. Let's do a burn book on everybody in this house. Let's just burn them up. Okay. First of all, Moose, who does he think he is? Second of all, Jess. Like Jess, but did you have to really, get all mad about the food? All right. Also, who is JC Lynn? Is that even a name? Is that a real person? Okay. All right. Okay. Apparently it is. Cool. And then Kevin's like, yeah, exactly. I am vanilla ice cream. So they just basically had a conversation about their social feelings in the house and how, neither one of them thinks they'll ever have any friends. So that was very fascinating. And then Jess goes to talk to Herman. Jess is like, you know what? That last conversation about the line, I don't know if it went well. And I like to do things very well. So I'm going to head back up to the HOH room. And I am going to offer him an olive branch. I think that's what the kids are doing these days. I don't know. I don't keep up with trends, and I don't care what other people think, okay? It's not unfortunately, it's fortunately I don't care what you think, because I don't, all right? All I know is I want to stay in this house, because I brought so many different colored shades of frames for my eyeglasses that I need to show them all. And if you don't let me, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem, because I am not superficial, but I do like to express myself. And since I can't paint and do my art, it's going to be through my attire. Okay, now that we're on the same page. Hi, hey, Herman, that's your name? Okay, that's great. Love it. Anywho, I feel like, I want to extend an olive branch. But by doing that, I want to come at you very assertly. Some would say aggressive. I don't put those kind of labels on people. So I'm going to need clarification. It felt like when you put me on the block, it was, it was very direct. So I feel like you were directly talking to my inner child and telling my inner child, it's not going to be okay, Jess. There are people under your bed. They are going to grab your feet when you get out of bed. There's someone looking at you from your closet, and your lights are never going to come on. It's going to be dark the rest of your life. That's the way I felt about how you were treating me in this game. So I just want you to know that felt very directed at me. Like I have no hope. And I know there's no hope with dope. Okay. I was a Saved by the Bell fan. Okay. We got that up in Canada for sure. So what did you mean? And then he's like, what? She was like, no, I need clarification for us to move forward. I know you're in power, and most people grovel to power. I don't. In my head, I'm always in power, okay? Because I have power suits. I mentioned my jumpsuits. This is maybe one of them. It has a hood. Okay. And then Herman is like, I guess I just felt like you were coming at me real gamey. And she was like, oh, gamey. Like how you would talk about pheasants. Are you a meat eater? Is that what you do? Is that how you have fun? By the killing of innocent animals and eating them and eating their flesh? Okay. Well, just so you know, I wasn't gamey. And if you felt this way, why weren't you direct with me? I would love the directness. If you could look me right in my eyes and say, Jess, I don't enjoy you. You are gamey. You are most likely vegan, probably not, because you saw me eat eggs, but I bet you have a want or have at one time tried to be vegan. So I just want you to know that I'm not down with that. Be direct with me. I can handle it. I can do this. And he was like, I don't really know how to say that. Like, I felt like maybe that our conversation, you were calculated. And she's like, oh, calculated, like a calculator? You think I am just a mere robotic shell of myself rather than a human being, which we all are in this house? I am but flesh and skin and bones, but I am soul and charisma and heart and brain and art. And I fart. We all fart. We all pass gas and wind, and we let that fly and we absorb it into each other. So in all, we are basically a piece of one another. We are yet specks of fecal matter floating in the sky, seeped up into each other's skin. We are one. Is that what you're saying? Why don't you just be direct? Why don't you just say that? And her mom's like, what? I don't think that's what I said. Well, you said I was calculated. And I need you to clarify that. I need clarification, and I need it now. Well, I think I just clarified it. I just felt like it was calculated, and we weren't having a genuine conversation. Really? Because I thought we were having a very genuine conversation, Herman. Okay, I felt like I shared my intimate knowledge about big cats with you. I told you something very valuable. Now it's whether you choose to run with that and use that information or not. That is up to you. That is your sole purpose in life. That is your being. You need to manifest that yourself. You need to light a lavender candle, rub some amethyst on your tits, and figure it out. But I am not here to carry anybody to the answers. I can merely be the vessel. Have you heard of the oracle? I am but an oracle in this house. So I told you, the lion sleeps tonight, and it sleeps for 20 hours on average. Did you rest? Did you get the proper sleep you need so that you can be the best HOH that you can be? Did you do that, or did you just enjoy the winnings and the yummies that are in your basket? Did you just circle jerk up here with a bunch of guys just planning for the end, but yet we are only in week 1? Did you not have a good meal? Because a good meal to me is everything. But I gave and I gave and I gave and I got nothing in return because we were not direct. See how direct I am with you? Be that direct with me. And Herman's like, yeah, I don't know what's happening right now, but this isn't what we do at the car dealership. I would love to see Jess at the car dealership when she's trying to get the runaround. You know, they're trying to give her the runaround about stuff. She'd be like, tell me directly, how much is the price right now? Okay, I know that you got to run in the back and talk to your manager about 50 times and say, well, this is a deal no one's ever got, even though we know this is a deal people have gotten. It's not that great of a deal. So can we just end this back and forth running? And then you wait back there and you drink coffee and you laugh and you say, I don't know, their credit score is, barely 700. So it's not like we have to do too much for them. And they're only going to put 500 down. So who does that? Can we just jump, right to the part where we do the signing? I would love to see her in a car dealership. It would be amazing. It would be amazing. Okay. So she wants clarification. It is just so awkward. And like I said, by the end of it, she's doing this. And this is always the best way to leave the HOH room. Because at this point, she's already on the block. She just wanted clarification on his reason for nominating her and why it felt so personal in her soul that he was coming for her. And he was like, no, I just feel like you're gamey. I feel like you're smart and you're gamey and you're calculated. And I didn't feel like the conversation we had was genuine. I wanted you to give me information. You didn't want to give it. And then you did some metaphor about lion sleeping and me. And I only have this lion because I like the Lion King. All right? Don't you cry too? When doesn't the dad die in it? Okay, yeah. And Mufasa? Is that the dad? I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time. I just told Big Brother that I kind of like lions and they gave the shit to me. It's not my fault. So awkward, but I thrive on awkward. Like I need more awkward. So once this happened, Walker, I was like, I need Jess to stay forever because I want to do Jess impressions and parodies the whole season. And I'm going to somehow get some colored rim glasses and I'm going to get some fake bangs and we're going to have so much fun with it because I can't wait. I cannot wait to do more Jess parodies. Oh my gosh. Like we might be so irritated with her on feeds. I don't know. We haven't seen her yet on feeds. We might. But wow. You're going to be singing the Lion Sleeps tonight. But I was screaming, Jess, you can't go. Once I saw how she is and her personality, I was like, oh my God, I need this for my channel, which is what it's all about, you guys. Okay. So then it's POV time, and they do a revamped version of season 1's first ever competition, which is Power Poppers, and they do Power Poppers 2.0. So the house guests are all dressed up in their, purple spandex jumpsuit vest, and they drop balloons down, and inside the balloons, they need to find green balls amongst a sea of blue balls. Oh my God. BB Can, you're so naughty. You're so naughty. And there was thrusting. So they have belts that have little pokey things. And we know Gino's got a belt with a pokey thing, right, ladies and gentlemen? And so then they have to take the green balls and they have to collect 10 of them. And then they can start to complete a puzzle that is in the shape of the power of veto, the V veto that BB Can uses. So I love the comp. I did, because we got to see the silly thrusting, and it wasn't too, some of the competitions in the past of, BBUS and BB Can, you're just like, that was kind of gross. But I found this to be kind of funny. So we get little segments where Jay's like, I do not have to win this competition. I am safe. There's only a handful of people that could have been put on the block, and I am not one of them. So we see Jay just thrusting away in front of everyone, and it is pretty fantastic as those not competing are watching. Now, I didn't see us get any like picking of players for veto. Again, this episode flew by. I know we're already an hour into this recap, and that's just because we're having a lot of fun with it. But really, it flew by so fast, and we didn't get to see much. But we did see JC Lynn. So JC Lynn is the one who is laughing next to Josh, the cute doctor with the striped shirt, and also next to Kevin with his head in his hands, knowing that if one of the two nominees wins, he's most likely going on the block. And JC Lynn is like, oh my God, hey, Gino's making progress. Gino's making progress. Look at Gino. JC Lynn she had the biggest lady boner for Gino thrusting into these balloons. She was like, I am the balloon. The balloon is me. JC is thrusting into me. Or I'm sorry, not JC. Gino is thrusting in to me. And so there's got to be something going on there. We're going to turn on these live feeds, and and we are going to see her just talking to Gino for sure, just spitting some game, because she had all the lady boners for what Gino was doing. And then Jay obviously putting on a show. Melina was killing it in this competition. And then once you get to the puzzle, so I love this about BB Can, because it's not just a physical comp where it's like collect the balls, break the balloons, run real fast, put the balls in the hole. It's once you get done with that physical part, you then have to use your mental too, which is, in a lot of ways what they do in other game shows like Survivor. You'll always have some kind of physical race into the water, climb over this, swim to here, get the puzzle pieces, put the puzzle together. I love that, because I think it is a good way of, working better for everybody, to hit on lots of people's strengths, and not everyone has a physical and a puzzle strength. So you might kill it in the beginning and then, pause at the puzzle. Or if there's a puzzle in the beginning and then there's a physical at the end, you might kill it at the puzzle and then struggle at the physical. So I think it makes it a little more even for people. And I love that about it. Okay. So then Jess comes and starts catching up. Then Gino is catching up. So Gino's doing a great job. And this is Herman, because he's like, shit, my two nominees are both in the lead of the POV, and I don't want either of them to take themselves off the block. And right now his target is Jess. But it's going to have to soon switch to Melina because Jess is like, okay, I am okay at the physical part, but I am killer at puzzles. And would we expect anything less from Jess? Jess just looks like they are good at the puzzles. Those bangs scream, I know my way around a puzzle for sure. Smarty went to the party. Okay. So her mom's pissed. He's like, oh God, no, what am I going to do? And good thing Moose is there to be like, hey, maybe we should just focus on getting Melina out and we could put Kevin up because Kevin's got the most to say. And I'm like, Moose, I hate missing this week of feeds because how do you know all this? Who is telling Moose all of their deepest like game plans? It's amazing. So, but before then, we have a fun segment because we have to know some of these other people who are not getting showed at all. Like there was a little Gino reference and no summertime. Like we had all winter, no summertime, and I missed summer. I can't wait to watch her on the feeds. I can't wait to see the petty party she's going to have because she's a self-proclaimed petty person. But arguably two of the most beautiful people in the house sitting right here, Summer and Gino, both just very, very attractive. And I think, they should pair up, in my opinion. Okay. But this is just, my early predictions. They should pair up and have a big brother baby. That's just what I'm saying. That's just where I'm at. Okay. But then, so then we have to be reminded that there is a girl in the house a woman in the house named Stephanie or something. What's her name? I think it's Stephanie. Okay. And I thought I did a screenshot. We have to show that this Stephanie is not smart with geography. Okay. So she has a conversation with Moose where she was like, I just learned Canada has lakes. Like, what lakes? And Moose is like, excuse me? Yeah, I didn't know. What area is Stephanie from? Put it in the chat if you know. But she's like, yeah, I didn't even know they had lakes. And Moose is like oceans? Yeah, oceans. Yeah, I just realized that I didn't realize that we have oceans. Like, blows your mind, right, bro? Right, friend? Right, buddy? I couldn't even believe it. Moose is just, there's always someone in the cast. I don't know if it was, who was in the early cast? Was it Tala that she played down her intelligence, though. Tala did, to like a caricature. But was it Peely that didn't know geography? It harkened back again to earlier seasons. So I was like, did they tell her to say that? So she was, just sitting there talking to Moose, and Moose is like, yeah, we have ocean. She goes, yeah, I think it's like the I suck at geography, but is it the Arctic Ocean? Is it the Arctic Monkeys Ocean? The Arctic Monkeys, or is it a band? Okay. Is it the air? No. Is it Toxic Airborne Event? No. I don't even know if that's a real name. It's the Pacific? Is it on the Pacific coast? Yes. Okay. So the Pacific coast is the ocean is on the east. And he's like, no. Oh no, Vancouver. Oh, Vancouver. Okay. So that's the Pacific Ocean. Or the Pacific. Oh my God. This is like so hard. It's really hard. I just like learned this. I had no idea. And then there's the Arctic or the what is it? The anus ocean, not the anus. That's a body part. The academic Arctic is Atlanta. It's the Atlanta Ocean. I've always wanted to go to Atlanta. Have you guys been to Atlanta? Oh my God, I hear it's amazing. They have like a Ponce City Market, which is supposed to like on the freaking roof. You can like, hey guy, buddy, you can get up there and you can like have a really good time. It's beautiful. Oh my God. It's like the new Hollywood for sure. You can meet Medea if you go there. You can. I heard about it, but I love the Atlanta lotion. Is it lotion? It's funny that they call the water the lotions, like the Atlanta lotion and the Pacific Ocean lotion, because I wear lotion. So I didn't know that they were the same things. It was so weird. And then Moose is like, I think I love you. So what am I so afraid of? And he slowly fell in love with her at that moment. I don't know if he fell in love with her, but he had fun being like, oh my God, she's so stupid. But I don't know if she's playing up a character. We'll see once we get live feeds, because she's like an early developmental education student or teacher or something. So I feel like you'd have to know which oceans are on which side, right? But again, I still don't get the concept of north, east, south, and west when I'm just driving. And someone says, go south on this road. And I'm thinking, which way is that? So I understand to a point, maybe that's her south. And to learn my left and right, I used to hold my fingers up like this and go, my last name, Lunzer, no Lunzer. So this looks, the L looks like Lunzer, and this looks like no Lunzer. That's how I learned it. Sometimes I still have to go, Lunzer, no Lunzer. Okay. So I kind of feel Stephanie's pain with geography. And obviously I don't know a ton about Canadian geography, and I'm learning as we go. Like I learned that Marty is the first Acadian on Big Brother, and he was speaking French tonight to Arissa, and that was so cool because I actually took French in high school and I never did anything with it. So, and I don't know much anymore. Ça va bien, merci. Thank you. All right. So then after Stephanie, then I said, Moose went and talked to the HOH Herman, because Moose is really the HOH this week, according to this edit. And he suggests putting Kevin up. He's got the votes. We go to the POV ceremony. Jess uses the POV. What? Jess got to give a little speech. I have won the power of the veto. And no one else has won it. It is just me. I enjoy food, long walks to get food, and earning my own safety, because I don't rely on anyone, man nor woman, nor they, them, nothing. I don't rely on anybody to keep me safe. I rely on me. So just so you know, I'm going to take myself off the block. This cherry shirt is a representation of my early developmental naivety. And then this leopard print is a representation of how I've progressed and I've learned, and I am now, I know so much more, and I am a student of myself from my former self, which would be the cherry. My cherry has popped onto my leopard pants, which now carries all of my knowledge and power. Good luck getting me out. It's not going to happen. I can do every puzzle quicker than you. Thank you. And then Melina's stuck up there. And that is when Herman has to stand up and go, well, I guess I'm just going to have to put up old Kev Dog, And so Kevin takes his spot. I don't know what Kevin's wearing. Nothing, we do see a little bit of like ironic wear going on in the house, and I like it. But with Kevin, it doesn't look ironic. It looks intentional. It looks like his dad was like, hey, Kevbo, I got you this golf shirt. I actually got it for me. But the guys were teasing me because it was a little too shiny, so I'm going to give it to you. And Kevin's like, that sounds great. This will work in my gameplay. So he took the shirt, and now he's on the block with Melina. And then Kevin says, look, I am going to adapt, and I'm going to campaign my ass off. Okay. He says, I would put my own mother on the block. I would throw her under the bus. Okay. I don't care. Sorry, Barb. I would throw you under the bus. His mom's name is Barb, allegedly. That I just made that up, but I think so. And he was like, I will steal. I will do anything I have to do because I am a super fan. And I also am the saboteur. in my own head. And so I am willing to do anything and say anything and be anything in order to get farther in this game. There is nothing I won't do. Check. The hair, everything about him, what his hairstyle, his glasses, screams, I will do it all. And I will lie. It just classic big brother kind of, bad guy, if you will. So then Melina and Kevin, they put on what I love when Big Brother gives the house guests lumberjack flannel, just Paul Bunyan flannel, and they head out to the backyard because it reminds me of home. And I have all the lumberjack flannel because you have to. And so when they go outside, they just have these jackets they can throw on. They had them last season. They had them, I think, the season before. Not necessarily this color all the time, but just the classic red and black checkered. I call it Paul Bunyan. And then obviously, Kev Bo's got the Babe the Blue Ox beanie on, and you guys call them toques, I think. And they're talking. And Melina, in her own game naivety, is like, all right, yeah, we're on the block together. Cool, great, grand. I don't like anybody here. Let's talk about it. Let's add to our burn book. So she's got her burn book out. She's like, okay, number 1. I hate, oh God, I filled up this burn book already. I'm gonna have to write over things I've already written. Okay, so I hate Herman. Obviously you do too. I'm just gonna share with you how much it sucks being on the block. I'll write it in here. Me and Kevin hate being on the block. We think everyone here is fake biotches, but in the nicest way possible. And I'm just going to spill all the info to you, Kevin, because I feel like I can trust you. You might just throw my game out there and burn me, but I feel like we can just commiserate together. And Kevin's like, yeah, totally. But no, you can't, because Kevin's someone who's going to sabotage things. He's going to play this game. And I do kind of like that about him, in that he's like, all right, yes, please tell me so that I can go around the house and use that against you when I campaign. There's something very shady and slimy. Not quite Andy Heron Floater Rat game. Maybe we'll see that. But as of now, since I've only seen the episode, he's just like, okay, yes, tell me more. Tell me more. Did you get very far? No, you left tonight. We will get to that. Okay. So Kevin is ready to backstab. He said info is currency in this game. So she is paying me. So immediately after, she was like, okay, here's the deal. I think this person working with this person. Herman's working with, Josh, Quiet Josh, and also Moose. And who names their kid Moose? Okay, write that in the burn book. No, actually, I kind of like that name. So I'm going to write good name, bad guy. Okay, I'm going to quote Billie Eilish. I'm a bad guy, duh. And then, okay, so I put it in the burn book right here. Kev, if you want to add to it, go ahead. I'm going to leave it under my bed, under the mattress, like in the middle. So you'll have to dig and then pull it out. And then just put it back and make sure. I'm going to use blue. So you use green because you're like into money and stuff. But I'm blue because it's my vibes. It's my vibes. I'm a content creator. Okay. So here's who I think's working together. Here's what I think. Here's who I would go after. Here's who I would destroy. Hopefully you don't take that and blow up my game. And immediately Kevin runs and tells everyone. Everyone. He said, I would campaign against my own mother. All right. And she is still breastfeeding me. She's not. But you know what I mean? She breastfed me till 5 years old. And she fed me from her body for all those years. And I would still campaign against her. And then we have this, one of my favorite talks of the episode, which I wish lasted longer. There were 2 things that I really loved this episode. Well, there was a lot of things. One of them was Herman's cloud sweater. Something tells me Herman doesn't own this sweater, but maybe borrowed it from Jay. But I loved it. I didn't get a really good shot of it. But as far as fashion goes, I want to wear that sweater. I want to rub that sweater on my face. I love it. It had puffy white clouds on it. It's just about as quirky and weird as I need a sweater to be. I think he borrowed it from Sarah from BB Can 3. I think she left it there somewhere in one of their little time vault things they did. They buried a little time capsule, and it was Sarah's. So it was so perfect. Yes. Breastfeeding. Okay. So I loved the sweater on Herman, But the Melina and Tanisha talk was my favorite because they clocked Kevin. Because Kevin was going around sharing information with everyone and being like, do you know what Melina is saying? She's speaking badly about you. She's also saying you're working with this person. And when he goes up and tells Moose, she says you're working with Herman. Moose is like, what? How dare she? I mean, of course I am, but how dare she? What? She said me? Me, who's in the HOH room all the time feeding him who we should put on the block, is working with him. That is absurd, sir. You take that back. Okay. And then he went to Tanisha, and I thought she fell for it hook, line, and sinker. I really did. So Kevin goes to Tanisha, and he's just like, hey, just so you know, no matter what, like, you're my favorite person in the whole world. You're great. I love you. You're like my favorite person in the house. And she was like, are you serious, Kev? Oh my God, that is so sweet. And then Moose is like, wait, hold on. Kevin, did she really say I was working with Herman and Josh? That's preposterous because we hang out together in the HOH room all the time. That's ridiculous. You are crazy. You tell her she's crazy. Okay, I got to go put on more furry animal print things. All right. Okay, I'm back and I'm wearing my tiger onesie. Still ridiculous. I would never. I mean, we got to send her home. She is making up lies. But then we get to this great conversation between, okay, I'm trying to find the right screenshot, but it's Tanisha and Melina. And like I said, they're totally clocking Kevin. And they're like, what if he's actually really smart? I think he is. I think he's actually a smart player and he's playing it down and he's trying to pretend that he's this dumb guy. And Melina's like, yeah, he is. And Tanisha's like, I see that a mile away. I don't believe it. I keep getting back to Helena, but I don't know where I put that screenshot of these two women talking, but it was great. And I wanted to hear more of their game talk. And that's why I wish the feeds had been on. And I also wish that the episode could have been longer. How many more times can I say that? But I really think that we needed it. And unfortunately, we did not get that. So they are talking. Is this the one? Yes. Okay. So as you can see from Melina's face, she's like, right? Kevin is smarter than he's letting on. He's acting dumb. And that was Tanisha. She's like, yep, he thinks he's playing dumb, but he's mad smart. And I was like, great combo, ladies. Yes, work together. And then that didn't happen. Okay. Then eviction time, they give their speeches. Melina, in true Melina fashion, is like, listen, you can vote to keep me if you're smart, or you can have a horrible time in a horrible game and vote me out. So that's up to you. That's on you, bro. That's not on me. I'm still going to be at home on TikTok getting roses or however else you get paid on there. I know someone's got to buy something and then they give it to you. I think it's roses. This is when people are like, oh, thank you for the rose or the cookie or cupcake or whatever. Okay. I might transition over into YouTube where you just get straight cash, homie. But for now, I'm on the TikTok creating content. So follow me. Love the pink pants and the green. I love how colorful the outfits are this season. And then you have Kevin, and Kevin's like, I don't even know where I am. You guys, am I here? Am I at my mom's house? Where am I? So keep me around because I am doy. And it's like, you don't look doy. You look smart. You look like an evil villain mastermind. So you can't be up here playing doy. It's just not going to work for you. It just doesn't. Even your suit you wore, even the way your hands, evil masterminds always have their hands like this, like, they do this or they do this. They shake their own hands because they're so proud of themselves. It's that self-congratulatory type behavior. And he's like, but I'm so stupid and you guys are so great. And I hope we can work together, because and Melina's like, I'm not going to work with any of you, but just know that if you get rid of me, you're going to suffer tremendously. And I'll just be at home watching you suffer, which I actually enjoy doing. And then we go to vote. And then Arissa comes back. And usually she'll be like, with a vote or, of 11-2, Kevin, you are safe. But this time she was like, 13 people have voted and 11 votes have come in for one of you. So one of you, it's time to go. And I'm like, what? Who? In the What is new? Why are we doing this? I like the other way. But maybe it's just because I'm used to the other way. It was just confusing. I was like, okay, 13 people voted. Why 13? Well, those two can't vote in the head household. Okay, so I'm doing math in my head, which I don't want to have to do. And then Arissa says, and 11 votes, that person who got 11 votes, Melina, you got to go. You have to go. You have to go now. You have to leave. And Melina's like, okay. And then all of a sudden, Melina's out the door. And I was like, did she teleport? How did she get there? It was so fast because it's not live, obviously. And they edited it so crazy. It was like how we YouTube edit, like quick jumps and cuts. And she's like, I'm here and I'm over here and I'm zooming in and I'm zooming out. And now we're talking about something different. And I hear a sound. It was a YouTube edit that I was not used to seeing on Big Brother, I guess. And then Arissa said, she talks to her for 7 seconds. She's like, hey, Melina. And Melina's like, hi, how did you feel about your game? Well, not good. Thank you so much, Melina. Goodbye. We'll never see you again. Good luck to you. Have a nice life. I'm like, is there an after show? Is there somewhere we can get an extended interview? Am I forgetting that we have extended Arissa interviews? Can you get Ika back to talk to these house guests? I needed to hear more. Since we didn't get the first week of feeds, I need to know, like, what exactly was it in the house? What happened? Other than you didn't like anyone and you were like, how do I show human emotion or fake human emotion? What else happened? We didn't get that. She was like, bye. And I was like, at least for the outfit alone, I feel like she deserved more. Okay. Because this has Aquarius all over it. Okay. Because it's all over the place. So for me, I'm like, yes, bring it home. I love it. So I needed more than that. And then Arissa's like, okay, instead of interviewing her or adding more to this, the edit here, we got a twist. And guess what, Kevin? Everybody who survives the block will now get to choose from one of our numbered doors. We have 3 doors, and you are going to pick one. And now one door has $500 behind it. The second door, well, I don't know if it's the second door, but one of the other doors has $2,500, and another door has $5K. Which one will you get, Kevin? And Kevin's like, holy shit. He hopped up. He was opening doors, and Arissa's like, whoa, Kev, if you could just tell us why, talk it out. And Kevin's like, doy, he's doing the doy, he's playing up the doy. He's like, this one, Arissa. And he opens up the $500 door. And he's so bummed. And then he's like, where's the other ones? And he's opened up all the doors. Damn it. And he's like, oh, get back in character. Well, I'm just happy to be here. This is amazing. I can buy another pair of clear lenses. They just float into my face. They're so nice. Okay. So basically now the twist is it pays to be on the block and it pays to possibly put yourself up. So I don't know if this is going to be an ongoing twist with the cash. Not a big fan. Because I see where BB Can is going. And they're, I think essentially they think maybe people will volunteer to go on the block because they'll be like, we've seen that in the past before. Obviously, just having watched BB Can 3, we saw that with that one guy that always wore beanies. What was his name? God, I just finished that season 2. He had a 6-pack. He was an early HOH, blonde hair, kind of played both sides of the house. He was like, I'll go on the block. And then he goes home because pawns go home. So maybe more people will offer to be pawns, thinking I'll stay. And also I will get some money out of it. Okay. It wasn't Mark. It was, what was his name? He would infuriate me at times because I'm like, no, stick to a side. Sometimes he'd go over to the Zach and the showman side. And then sometimes he'd go over to the Sarah and Brittany side. And it was just too much, too many sides he was floating between. And he was good at comps, but not strategically very smart. And when he left, Bobby, thank you. Yes, Bobby. And so maybe they're hoping for more Bobby situations where I'll be like, I'll go up for sure. I'm safe, right? Like I'll volunteer. I volunteer as tribute. Oh, okay. So thank you guys. You guys are so smart. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, Willow's alliance. Oh my gosh. And Willow and Sarah and their whole kiss mans, and then Sarah's partner. And they must have an understanding that I'm just not progressive enough for, because, but they had that kiss, and then Willow really didn't know what was going on a lot of the time. And she, if she just could have went her own way sooner. Oh, yes. And Jordan was all, I know everything. And it's like, you went home very early, and then you got evicted from jury. You got evicted from the house and jury. And then he was still like, and I was like, no, unless you're a cheerleader and you're on a competitive and you're on the new season of Netflix Cheer, you're not doing this. If you didn't make it to the finals, don't do your Lions thing. It's just, it makes it look worse. It's worse. Okay. All right. So like I said, Kevin picks the $500, and this is how happy he is, which isn't that happy at all. At all. He's just like, oh God. So I see where BB Can's going with this, but I would rather them throw in twists that help with the game. Having just watched BB Can 3 and seeing the things that the twists that came up and how that just changed the trajectory of the game in a lot of ways, which might infuriate some people. But since obviously I can't watch live feeds for that season, seeing Brittany be used as a pawn for so long and Sarah have to struggle, and then seeing Canada vote them on slop, only to then give them the most unprecedented power that Big Brother had ever seen at the time, was amazing. And so any kind of twists that have that sort of element, I am for. But just getting cash, I don't care. I don't know. That's not enough. Have it be even just, I mean, whether it's safety, you have safety behind doors, whether it's some kind of something that's going to work against their game or for their game, some kind of twist in that way. Even if it's a slop pass at this point, maybe it's instant HOH, maybe it's, there could be lots of things. So then that adds, again, if they're looking for the house guests to want to be on the block to add more chaos. If you throw an instant HOH here or there behind one of those doors, you might find people doing that. Okay. You've heard so many people saying they hate it. Yeah, maybe if we watched it in real time and we watched it with feeds, maybe, I can see why the public wouldn't like that, because you invest so much time in the feeds and you see how it's really going. And then you let the general public, who tend to be more casuals, vote for these things. They don't always, I feel like we couldn't trust the American audience to do that because there's so many casuals. They would be keeping people that were like, no, you got to watch the feeds. And they'd be like, what's a feed? But maybe not. And I feel like Canada seems to be a little better about that. But I liked it because I just didn't want to see another season of showmances and cool kids and bros and broettes, run through the house and they don't even know the game, So I kind of want to see the other side of the house. I explained it on my Twitter today that watching BB Can 3 was, the last part of it was like watching BB 20, if only Faute, that alliance that never could, if they succeeded. It would have been so interesting because they were a little more of like the different side of the house. And then level 6 just leveled the house, and that turns into a really boring season. So I found with the twists that it adds this sense of unpredictability, the true expect the unexpected. Now, if you're really fanning someone, standing them and watching them, and then all of a sudden a twist takes them out of the game, you're just like, dang, I could see how you would get really upset about that. But listen, if it's going to take out someone with a 6-pack, I'm here for it. Because like I said, you've got to get them 6-packs out early, because they tend to go far, at least in the American version. Okay. Yes, Ballistic. Yes. Let me know when you get your bracelets too, because I think those are supposed to be arriving Saturday for everybody that I sent them out to. Except Gino. Don't touch Gino's apps. At this point, we don't know. Okay. We don't know where Gino stands. Okay. So that's how the episode ends. And as far as spoilers goes, all I know, so just know that this is a spoiler. If you don't like spoilers, you're gonna wanna log off now. And if you guys got your own spoilers, feel free to put them in the chat. And let's cleanse ourselves with maybe a little of this.
Shut the f up, Kylan. Shut the f up, Kylan.
So we have a shut the F up Kylan. We have a Chris Kirkpatrick. We have the lovely Candy Burris being interviewed by Ika Wong preseason for Celebrity Big Brother Season 2, and she has no idea what a POV is.
What's POV?
What really is POV? Okay, and then we have Todrick Hall from Celebrity Big Brother, who is not, he's still in hiding from answering any questions regarding Big Brother, but he's definitely out there practicing with his dancers, posting on his Instagram, all of his dancers getting ready for his concert, and anyone who brings up anything about him having to do interviews or press for the show he was just on, or issuing any kind of apology to people for things that he said while in the house that was picked up on the feeds, he just says, you're going to be waiting a long time.
I don't fuck with Miss Chris Kirkpatrick anymore.
He doesn't fuck with Miss Chris Kirkpatrick anymore, which...
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Okay.
If he were here in Final 2.
And that one we don't need. I don't know why I played that one. But, or the beauty podcasters that Jerry O'Connell knows so well.
If you listen to the podcast and everything, some of the Big Brother connoisseurs don't like how unpredictable this season is, but that's why it's so incredible.
That's why it's so incredible. Or the wonderful Maddie from Mad Rose. Can't wait to get her and Janet's BB Can 10 live feed updates and spoilers.
Cool. A misogynist. We never have those on Big Brother.
My favorite Maddie clip. One day I was watching, and I think it was last season of like BB 23. I think it was. Maybe it was before then. Maybe it was BB 22. And I caught her saying that. I was like, it's so perfect. Cool. Misogynist. We never have those on Big Brother. Or Janelle.
What the world's like. Did Britney Spears have her baby?
Did Britney Spears have her baby? Because that's really important. Shout out to Janelle. She was spilling all the preseason tea for the CBS Challenge show that is happening and that people are headed out for. So they called a bunch of former Big Brother players in the US, and I guess they had to include Love Island people because a lot of the OG Big Brother players, Janelle said, like herself and other people considered in, you know, her OG category, were saying no because it just, you know, I think if it was more, she said, like the Challenge All-Stars, so for the older people from the Challenge, that would be better, but they were mixing in like 22-year-olds. And she's like, I'm not going to go in there with my 41-year-old self. And she's had issues since COVID with her lungs. But she said there's lots of people, and according to Janelle, some people who shouldn't have been called, who have been called for that show. And that is why they were, a lot of them were in LA for the Celebrity Big Brother season 3 wrap parties, because they were already going to be there, or they had to head there soon to get ready to be on the challenge. So a lot of those people you saw posting pictures, former Big Brother players, former Amazing Race players, former Love Island, some former survivors. I have heard, I think Parvati is going to be on it, which is awesome. But that, you know, that could have fallen through. A lot of them that you saw on social media are going to be on this new show. So thanks to Janelle for sharing that. And then also those of us podcasters who were there, they became privy to that information as well, that some of the people that were there were actually headed out to this show. So I think you're probably going to see like the Tiffany's and people from last season, some Cookout members. I wonder if Big D, I don't know if maybe Hannah, maybe Derek X. I wouldn't be surprised. So we'll see who ends up on that show. But back to the spoilers about BB Can 10. Marty's the HOH. Marty, our beautiful little Acadian, our our first, now that I know that word, now I'm saying it all the time, our beautiful first Acadian on BB Can is the HOH, and I'm so interested to see who he's aligned with and what's going on. I hope that he is working with Jess and other people that might go against the main grain, I guess. Okay, Alex is saying there are two alliances. There's the Savage Seven. Okay. And the Honey Bunches of Oats. I'm going to call them the Honey Bunches of Oats. The Honey Bunch. It's an interesting name. Interesting name. Yes, Theodore. A Janelle and Parvati alliance, if only, but we'll never see it, which sucks. Well, I mean, if they ever put Janelle on Survivor, which I hope they do sometime. Odelchik says Todrick is shopping his tell-all interview around. He only wants to do one interview. Just do the interviews, bro, and move on with your life. Like I'm telling you, it's much ado about nothing at this point. People have very short memories. I mean, the Big Brother super fandom doesn't. You'll be dragged on Twitter the rest of your life by Stan accounts for sure. But other than that, very short memories. You know, Andy's still existing out there in the world. There's lots of, I mean, freaking racist Aaron is a successful mommy blogger. So, I mean, just give the interview, dude. Just do it. Also, some more tea in the Big Brother world. Shayna Moakler came out today and said she's pregnant. So congrats, Shayna. But with what she just went through with her ex or current, I don't know the status of that Matthew Rondeau after he got arrested. I don't know, guys. So I don't know the specifics, but she came to Us Weekly, talked to Sharon Tharp, and says that she is preggers. Theodore says, I saw Marty and Gino speaking full-on French. Since Gino's from Quebec, oh my God, I just got pregnant. They're both speaking French. Ugh. You know, Gino, I want to go to Quebec so bad. If I go to Quebec, Canadians, where do I go? Where do I stay? Feel free to put in the chat. What do I need to see? I had a friend back in the day. Her dad lived in Quebec, and she would go visit him, and it looked so beautiful and fun. And it was so peanut butter and jelly. But I was like, when am I ever going to get to Quebec? And why? But that was long before I was a stand-up comedian. If only I was actually bilingual and was fluent in French, I could do French stand-up. How cool would that be? But no, I didn't have the foresight to actually retain the information. But holy shit. And a 7-person alliance is always a bad idea for us viewers. Okay. Yeah, he's trying to make money. It's just like, Todrick, you're doing the most. Okay. You're doing the most. Marty also massaged Gino. What? Okay. Is he a chiropractor or a massage therapist? Okay. Jess is an outcast. Oh, well, you know, hopefully she's an outcast that can last because I need to do my Jess parodies. Oh my gosh. Exploder JC said, I noticed that Betty had check-ins with Tanisha, Summer, Josh, and Jay game-wise. Betty putting in work, Betty. Yes. Love to see it. Love to see Betty. I had high early hopes for our this season's Spicy V. I feel like everyone's kind of giving us, you know, different former player vibes, and she definitely, again, I gotta watch her on the feeds to know for sure, but she was giving me some Spicy V vibes, which I wouldn't be surprised if Spicy V is going to be on this CBS thing. Would they have BB Can people? They should. But because she was in LA, so maybe she's going to do it. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys are checking Twitter. You're just doing the Lord's work. Thank you so much. I feel like I know a little about Quebec because my French classes were always about France, even though we are in Canada. Oh, well, feel free to DM me anything you know. I don't really know. I don't know, Nani. I don't know. And how far along, because I think that's something, I mean, that's every woman's choice, whether they want to, but I know, people get worried, and I'm now in my early 40s, and I have a lot of friends who are in their early 40s who are still trying to, and now, you can give birth in your 50s, Janet Jackson and Bridget Nielsen, but also having money and freezing your eggs or embryos or one of those things, or your whole vagina. I guess if you have money to do that, just freeze your whole vagina. And then when you're ready, they just unfreeze it like Walt Disney and they pop babies in there. I think that's anatomy. But, that first trimester is always a little scary. So women tend not to say, so I don't know if she was pregnant while she was in the show. I have no idea what is going on. Monica says, I love Quebec. My sister and niece went to school there, loved it. Oh my gosh. Stephanie's not in the big alliance because she's Alex still worried about the Pacific and the Atlanta Ocean, the Pacific Ocean lotion and the Atlanta lotion. So that's probably what's happening there. Betty said she was annoyed by Melina or something because Melina wanted her vote. But Betty already promised Kevin to keep him. And she said she sticks by her word. Oh, is she going to be the integrity of the season? The integrity? Okay, so the 7 seems to be Betty, Tanisha, Herman, Kyle, mental health Kyle, Gino, and Moose. So that's 6, right? Betty, Tanisha, Herman, Kyle, Gino, Moose, Sixers. Thank you, Walker. Thank you, Darren McDowell, for the super sticker. Much, much appreciated. So much appreciated. Okay. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Helena and Steph are now best friends, giving me Austin and Braden vibes. That would be fun. I'm going to the kitchen to cook together. That could be fun. You guys, 11 more likes and we will hit. We got 167 here. Let's try to get 167 likes. That would be helpful. Thank you, Atharella. Oh my goodness. So it'll be interesting to see who our little Marty party puts up. I'm excited for Marty because, I'm telling you, if you're over 40 in this game, there are people who just straight up say, if there's someone old here, I'm voting them out. Because, over 40 in Big Brother world is like geriatric, like Jerry from BBUS 10 geriatric. Like you might as well be 92. Okay. So I love to see this little guy, just getting, hopefully he does us old people proud because I think am I the same age as this dude? I think how old is he? I gotta look it up. I'm pretty sure we're the same age. Am I lying? I don't know. Let's see. Marty, BB, Can, 10 age. Okay. 43, you guys. He's a year older than me. How do I look so adolescent? I mean, what did I do? Oh, serious. All right. Moose is already getting into Marty's ear, but Moose is just playing too hard. Yeah. Here's the thing. He better not think he can run everybody's HOHs because they're going to catch on. And Marty being a 43-year-old man, unless he's super, super insecure, he's going to pick up on that. Most people will pick up on that. Jess is going to pick up on that. Yes, Maddie and Janet will come through tomorrow. We all know the facts. It's like a puzzle. Yes, Maddie will have her updates around, I think, like 3 my time, 1 my time, Pacific, the specific time zone I'm in. So we look forward to that. Taryn will have his first thing in the morning, and he has it with Puya. And I love Fridays with Puya because Puya is one of my favorites that they have over at RHAP. The Honey Bunch Alliance that was just the first 4. Oh, okay. So the first 4, the Honey Bunch. Got it. Okay. Yay, 46. I think it's just probably the hair thing makes him look a little bit older. So, Yes, laughter makes you young. Yes, Taryn and Puya are fun. Fridays are my favorite time to watch Taryn. I love Taryn alone. Well, I like Taryn with his guests he has, obviously, but I really like his just updates alone because he's just like gets through it and we hear more from him. And then I love him and Puya together. I think they're a great little matchup. Kevin said he was 27. I'm gonna need a birth certificate check on that. I'm gonna need. Thanks, Ballistic. Thank you. Tanisha seems to be in everyone's good graces. Get it, girl. And she's pretty strategic too. She might be the Tiffany of the season. I'm hoping. I had high hopes for her. And her being a mom and then her being a single mom, she's had to do a lot of stuff. So and be very responsible. So, you get those moms on here, they get the damn thing done. Yay, everyone go support Maddie and Janet. They have their episode recap up, and obviously everybody knows Maddie and Janet. They're the OGs of this Big Brother community. And, watch the live feeds and do spoilers daily. I love their updates. All right. So I am going to log off, you guys. This was so fun. I'm so happy that the feed started. I got to watch feeds. I'm going to clean up my house while watching feeds, get a little bit of work done, and go to bed. But I probably will go to bed very late because it's the first night of feeds and I have a lot to catch up on. But I'm so excited you all joined me here tonight. Thank you so much. We're 171 strong. Make sure you hit that like and leave a comment after. You can leave anything you're seeing on the live feeds and, who you're loving watching on the live feeds. Put it in the comments when this video posts. I love you right back. You guys are so fun. And I have the best time with you all. I will be doing live feed, probably pre-recorded videos here and there, trying to balance that. But you can always go to Maddie and Janet, and you can always go to RHAP. They have daily live feed updates. But I'm going to try to include my little updates that I do. And TV Talks with Tom does that as well. And they're just fun to do. I like to try to get a little late night live feed update. So maybe I'll have one tonight. We'll see how tired I get. But it's going to be a fun season. We're going to have a good time. I promise. I hope. I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful. Okay. This is BB Can. We can be hopeful. All right, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for all the super chats. And thank you to my mods. And thank you to everyone who joined. You're all beautiful and wonderful. And remember to enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Bye, guys.
If you like what you see.